Hello, hello, and welcome to the next bite-sized episode of the Crypto Valley Association podcast. Let's discover together the latest trends of this turbulent space and try to shed some light on the mysteries it contains. Today, Alexandre Lemarchand joins us from Paris as the Vice President of Global Sales at Ledger. I'm looking forward to hearing all the cryptographic secrets he has to tell us. So, without any further ado, let's dive into the hidden world of cryptocurrency security. Alex, thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Hey, I'm pretty well, and thank you for inviting me today. I'm very happy to share a few insights, but no master secrets.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, to start off, what first raised your awareness to the sector?
I have more than 20 years experience in the IT, and I've been spending more than 10 years, lastly, in a very large and famous IT company. I would say that innovation is one of the key drivers that brought me into that blockchain space. I truly believe that when I got out of university, that was the beginning of internet. And I would say that it's not that I missed that opportunity, but when you're young, you just jump in and out and just travel and meet people. And I was not really concerned about that innovation. And then when I realized how blockchain could change the world in terms of technology and become a new paradigm, it was clear for me that it was important to be part of that second revolution, or what I would let's call that the fourth industrial revolution, the internet of money. Mm-hmm. And I said, let's look at that, and that's how I met Ledger, and that's how everything started for me 2 years ago.
Wow, great! And so what has kept you here today?
Yeah, innovation still there. Mm-hmm. At the beginning, with a very early bird innovative solution, you're always wondering if it's going to work, or is it just kind of a marketing thing. But after 2 years, I'm still there because I just realized that we are just growing month after month, and awareness is growing. And when I started talking to kind of what I would call the traditional financial actors, they were almost all laughing at me, and they didn't want to talk about crypto or digital assets. If you read what's happening in the press today, everybody's talking about that new revolution of digital assets after 2 years only. And you know that everything started back to 2014 or even before with the Bitcoin. So I think we are now at that stage where there's no way that we shut down that innovative, let's say, landscape. So it's just now more a matter of accelerating and continuing to educate people and demonstrate the true value of that innovative blockchain solution on the market, and try to accelerate in bringing more scenarios, and the reality becomes true.
Awesome. And yes, let's continue on that growth and acceleration part, and maybe you can tell us a little bit more about Ledger and the role that you play within this growing industry.
Sure. As I mentioned, I think we are living a kind of revolution in the financial world or financial services globally. The digital assets, they bring their own set of issues. I would say 3 main issues are the transparency, cybersecurity, and stability risks. And I think today at Ledger, we are on the market to address one of the key challenges, which is cybersecurity. This is very important to understand that when it comes to digital world, you have to embrace that new paradigm, but also understand where are the risks. As I mentioned, security is one of the key components that we are addressing today on the market. Security is a matter of bringing a technology and a solution on our side, composed of hardware and software type of solutions to help customers to secure what is called digital assets, as well as bringing governance capabilities. As I mentioned, transparency or stability risk comes also with what we call regulation, and meeting expectations from local government or regional governments or legal entities. And I think this is also one of the true value of what we bring on the market, is just not only a solution to secure people when they own digital assets, but as well as bringing those layers that allow people investing in that area to be clean when it comes to respect local regulatory rules or audit rules.
That's very important. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the importance of that, and maybe how you're looking to solve this via some of the solutions that you offer and products Ledger offers.
Yeah. As you can imagine, our role is not just to sell a product, because even though we have two markets, at Ledger we address the individual's needs, such as you, Sheraz, or anybody listening to us. The product is Nano, so that's a wallet for individuals to store their private key. We also address organizations, and that's where it becomes critical for us to not just sell a product, but act as a consulting company, where we also want to share our expertise and knowledge of that new world of digital assets, because it's important to not underestimate the importance of change management. I don't know, in my experience, I had the opportunity to work on that cloud transformation. If you remember, back years ago, nobody wanted to talk about cloud, due to data, risk management, whatever. And it's still, few issues that can raise today on the market on that. For the blockchain and digital asset world, that's exactly the same situation, where you need to educate a lot of people. And it is very important for us to explain that it should not be a side business in a kind of dark mode. Transparency is key, and that's why we help organizations to be confident in what exists today on the market, to embrace that digital asset story, because this is one of the key blockers to do it. People are, it's like what we call fear, but most of the time fear starts with a lack of knowledge, because it's like, on the technical side, it's a new technology. You need to learn each blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Stellar, etc. But as well as you need also to understand how things are working, to make sure that you feel more confident in going toward that direction.
Interesting. I think it's great from that retail perspective, right, of education and making sure people understand all the security and the responsibility when it comes to digital assets. And maybe you can give us a few words on the corporate side and what Ledger offers for, let's say, some of these corporate players.
For the corporate players, we offer a product which is Ledger Vault. It's basically a digital vault, allowing you to, as an organization composed of different individuals with different roles, to have a one unique tool inside your organization to meet different criteria. The technical ones, first of all, which is very important in terms of level of security, administration, interoperability with other systems through APIs, and that's the first block. Then we need also to address the needs of risk managers, compliance managers, and business leaders who wants to develop a secured and compliant business for their customers. And that's also what we bring with Ledger Vault, is a set of governance rules and capabilities allowing the organization to meet those criteria. In Switzerland, for instance, we work closely with FINMA, but as well as other regulatory entities in different countries, where you have to collaborate with those entities to make sure that when it comes to deliver a solution that meets the requirements, okay? So you can get that stamps and also from those organizations, but most of all, you can deliver a solution to your end customers that is compliant and secure. So this is what we do with Ledger Vault. And also, as you know, digital assets, it's a wide diversity in terms of protocols. You have different blockchains. And obviously, one of our key roles is also to collaborate closely with different foundations, such as I mentioned, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the major coins that are on the market cap today, but as well as new coins, such as stacking with Tezos, Cosmos, etc. And as you could see, digitalization of tokens is moving fast, and we have more and more requests from different countries or large banks willing to secure specific tokens, such as security tokens.
Wow, okay, yeah, it's wonderful to hear about that unison between the retail and the corporate side. I think it's so important to the growth of this ecosystem, and it's great to hear that you're working with the regulators as well, especially FINMA. on this. Awesome. So our community is always eager to predict and know the future through a glass seeing ball. But maybe from your perspective, where do you think cryptocurrency, cybersecurity is headed in the future?
So first of all, let's come back to a reality that's the growth. At Ledger, we sold 2 million devices on the individual side, as I was mentioning. It's a significant network now that is leveraging our solution, and as well as more than 50 customers on the organizational side. And I think the growth is also a good signal that things are moving. So in terms of what's the future, for sure, it's like, again, back to internet, we need some kind of standards. That's why we have a lot of discussions with different groups, even including competitors, where our role also at one point is to bring some standards on the market to make sure that we accelerate in recruiting more actors. For that, it's still difficult to foresee what's going to be the future. We know that you have some what we call private blockchain, public blockchain. It's not black and white in the future. What is important is to bring standards on the market to create the ability to interact between different blockchains and different, let's say, protocols on the market to accelerate the growth. I'm very confident that digital assets will become a large part of the future for business, because we know that it's already recognized by major traditional banking actors as a true way to reduce cost and create new services for their customers. As you could see, you have already some neobanks also offering crypto to their customers that didn't exist back 2 years ago. You see more and more products coming on the market for payments to facilitate the usage of those digital assets. So for sure, we need to continue to build trust for consumers. So that's why in the next months, you could see more countries bringing rules on the market, such as in Germany, BaFin with a clear regulation way to embrace that. Same in France, same in Luxembourg, in Switzerland. So we see that everywhere in the world. So it will help us to build trust to accelerate. And then technology is there. We just need to continue to grow, to bring more standards, to continue to be able to interconnect with existing systems. That's my vision. It will be a kind of path where you will have two different systems being able to interact, maybe a traditional system that you are using today with a new innovative blockchain systems. It will be a collaborative period in the next 2 years. You won't have a switch from non-traditional digital to traditional digital. It will be a step-by-step progress, but it's moving fast again. So very confident that digital assets will become a true innovative economy in the next 12 months.
Also, yeah, and I have to agree with you. I think collaboration is the way forward, and we're seeing that happen. And if we look at the markets as per se, I don't think price is a good indication of all the great work that is happening within this ecosystem and how much work is being put into it. And I think we'll see this development really grow within the next couple of months. Awesome. So Alex, maybe to round things up here, would you have any last words for our listeners today?
First of all, I'd like to share my passion for that new innovation, and I hope that all the people listening to that podcast will understand why it's not only a matter of a young developer, kids in a garage. Today, you can also have more senior people working in that industry. This is becoming more and more mature. And I think don't underestimate the need to learn and to embrace the change, because it's really a new paradigm. So don't be scared by change. And it's just the beginning of a long journey and very exciting. And thanks to Crypto Valley for existing, because we need also such association to group a different type of actors such as Ledger, and as well as individuals with different profiles, because everything starts by collaborating and sharing experience and passion. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you. And I agree again. I mean, we need to embrace this change together. And thank you for discussing everything about Ledger. I think maybe I should start thinking about securing some of my assets as well.
Yeah, with pleasure.
Great. So if you enjoyed hearing this short conversation with Alex, feel free to check out more on our website, cryptovalley.swiss, where we host plenty of events, educational content, and even provide information on how you can join our growing community. So thank you once again, Alex, for joining us today. Stay tuned, stay safe, and until next time from the Crypto Valley in Switzerland. Bye-bye.
Merci beaucoup.